Oppa Gundam style, everybody, and welcome to WoW, Cool Robot, Noisepace.xyz's very own Gundam podcast. You know, the robots. I'm Max, I use he, him pronouns, and with me, as always, are Argyle and Audrey.
Hi, am I being picked up? Yes, there I am. I'm in the Discord. I'm Argyle. You can find me on Twitter at Argyle_funk. That's the wrong part of the episode to do this in. I use he, him pronouns.
I'm Audrey. I use they, them, or she, her pronouns. And I just love that Transformer at the Olympics.
Oh, we can't, Audrey. We can't get into this. We can't get into this. I've already quote tweeted a tweet of Optimus
Gundam,
Prime and the Gundam
unicorn
shaking
robot.
hands.
I know, and I retweeted it.
It's the olive branch because see, to be fair,
two of us.
I didn't try to get your ass by saying that the Unicorn Gundam does technically transform, but then you looked at me with glowing eyes and said, "No, you're wrong, Max."
Incorrect.
Does it turn into an automobile? It doesn't count if it doesn't.
It's also, and again, they used a capital T Transformer. It's a
Proper
franchise.
noun. Proper noun. You can't play that shit in Scrabble.
Yeah.
The
There
Olympics.
are rules to this.
There are rules to this. Yeah, I mean, I gotta say,
I
though.
love the unicorn robot of Gundam.
The Unicorn Robot of Gundam. And people are on Twitter are like, they're calling it a robot. It's like, shut the fuck up. It's a robot. Get over yourself. Like,
Wait, there are really people who are like, oh, it's not a robot. It's a mobile suit.
it's a mobile suit. No, come on, it's a robot. What's the name of the podcast? I'm pointing to the sign.
And I do have to appreciate how the BBC's like, haha, we goofed it. Anyway, who'd win in a fight, a Gundam or a Transformer?
Yeah, like, please engage with social media on Twitter. We're an organization. We're a person just like you. Well, no matter what, the Olympics will end one day.
That man should be fired.
Yeah, I want that. Whoever runs a Twitter account for BBC, I want their head.
No, I mean the guy who called the Gundam a Transformer.
Brand girl problems. We have problems too. We're just like you, except we're brands.
The Olympics may come and go, but G Gundam's going to be here forever. And we watched more of it. We had a bit of a break.
A few weeks more.
A few weeks, yeah. We have like what? I think 4 more episodes of this show.
Yeah, this is great timing. You know, the Olympics and the Gundam fight. You know, they both take place every 4 years. They both determine who leads the world, the nations.
Mm-hmm. People have been going Super Saiyan.
That's what the Olympics do, right?
Yeah.
People die in the Olympics. I mean,
I can guarantee you, I can guarantee you, like, double-digit people have died in the Olympics.
I mean,
modern Olympics.
Yeah, I mean, just in recent memory. I mean, there was that guy who died in the luge, right? Like,
oh my god, I forgot about that. Yeah. The point is, sports are hard sometimes, but listening to a podcast is very easy, and we're here to entertain you all while you watch the funny silly robot show with us. Entertain you. All right. I say we get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get into it. We're watching and talking about Mobile Fighter G Gundam episode 37. Sai Saishi's new attack, Blazing Dragon Gundam. Sai Saishi's asleep, lazing before his fight with Domon. Comes across a letter for Keiyun and Zuisen inside the temple, which somehow invigorates his will to train and fight. He cooks dinner for Domon and company and trains with Allenby, nearly revealing his secret technique. He then leaves when the Emperor of Neo China arrives in Hong Kong. He meets with him and asks for the Shaolin Temple to be rebuilt, and the Emperor just tells him to become champion first. The next day, the fight begins, and while Domon has the upper hand after destroying Sai's arms and ponytail, Sai is able to remember his late father's face as he recalls the letter he read, which was his father's last wish for Sai to follow in his footsteps. He uses the Shaolin Temple's ultimate and most dangerous technique, Shin Ryusei Kochoken, which is about to kill him when the Emperor calls off the match, realizing Sai is the pride of Neo China and that he cannot die here because he needs to revive the Shaolin Temple. Episode end.
Damn, that was fast.
This episode kind of came out of left field.
It fucking hits, don't it?
It's a real banger.
It hits very hard, and it's very good for, like, a number of reasons. It is, I think, some of the most actually solid writing that we've seen within G Gundam. But it does come out of left field for a character like Sai Saishi a bit. Which I think actually makes it more impactful as opposed to being like, what the fuck is this coming from? Because it really drives home for me. First of all, it drives home a couple things. It drives home how fucking goddamn long this Gundam fight has been going on.
Yeah.
And like all the things we don't see with the other characters every week when we watch a single episode. Right? So it's like between each episode is who knows how much time at this point. Probably a week of, like, real-world time.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Or so. And, like, here's all the shit, like, we're not seeing happening when, like, the episodes don't focus on certain characters. Like, all the other characters are still developing and, like, growing into their own. I don't know. I liked it. I liked the idea of it being, like, it felt like creating a larger world outside of Domon.
Mm-hmm.
No, it really does, like... I'm surprised at how effectively the show sort of, like, focuses on and shows the growth of the side characters. Not side, but, like, you know, the secondary protagonists. Because, like, it's so formulaic. It's like Domon gets an episode, and then we each get an episode of the 4 boys. And that's happened, like, 1 or 2 times by now. And it's still, like, it's the formula. But, like, all of these episodes where each of them goes hyper mode for the first time, it's just genuinely really, really effective in showing, like... Yeah, even though this is, like, a funny super robot show now, like, it still is, like, written really, really competently, and it's very fun to see the characters, you know, like, grow over time.
Yeah.
And I would say, like, increasingly, like, I think Chibity's was, of the 4 of them, the least compelling, and I think Argo's is the most.
Yeah, that's,
It's when...
Because it's like, it's the culmination of their arc and their motivation going into it. And it's like, Argo's is probably the most personal, because it's like, these are the people that he knows that are in prison that he's trying to... Chibity's is just like, I need to fulfill the American dream, which is kind of like, okay, buddy.
I'm gonna root against you, sorry.
And George is like, I need to fulfill the French dream, which is even worse.
Yeah, like, I need to... I need to be super nationalist and, like, bring honor back to France.
God.
That's a little fash, buddy. I'm sorry. It was
I need to let them eat cake is very good. Let's see. So yeah, this episode, we're starting out. Sai's asleep in the consulate temple. Keiyun and Zuisen wake him up, and they're about to, like, throw water on him when he, like, lightning bolt zaps away pretty much, and he's, like, in the rafters walking through the temple, like, with the blanket still wrapped around him, just being a nice sleepy boy.
He's neepy. He does misstep at one point and just crashes right into Keiyun and Zuisen's room. It just trashes the place.
Mm-hmm.
And stumbles upon this letter from his own father.
He doesn't know... The show doesn't say it's from his father yet, does it?
Yeah. It does say it's his father. We don't learn the contents of the letter, but it is from his father.
Does it say it's from his father in the sub, Audrey?
I honestly don't remember. Okay. Sorry.
It says, "Dear sister."
Right.
Wong is going to come in through with a gun. Here's how I think it's going to happen.
First Domon's going to use burning finger.
Chibity. Then he's going to fight. Then he's going to fight George. Then he's going to fight me. Finally, he's going to fight Argo, and then we're all going to fight the Devil Gundam again.
God. He reads it, and he's, like, shocked by its contents, but we don't really get to see what happens, because we immediately cut out, and Sais is, like, straight up, like, training in the middle of the courtyard with more fervor than we've ever seen him. Like, he's inspired to train for once
focused,
in his life.
He's training pretty furiously, like, hopping around, doing punches, kicks, poses. Keiyun is pretty overjoyed to see this. You know, he's like, wow, damn, he's really focusing for once. And Zuisen says, wait, he's focusing for once? That's concerning. I don't like this.
Yeah, something's fucked up happening.
It seems bad,
I know about that
actually.
one, Scoob.
Yeah, and, you know, he's like, something must have happened to him. And, like, Sai's on the roof, you know, doing his poses and everything, and he looks down at the battle ring, and he thinks about Domon. And we cut over to Domon, who's training with Allenby.
Of course.
And I like that, I mean, we almost see it happen later on, but, like, Domon doesn't know about Sai's technique yet, so he's just like, yeah, Allenby, just, you know, do martial arts at me. I'll try my best.
These two just, like, do punch rushes at each other for fun. It's just what they do in their spare time.
It's literally how they greet each other.
Yeah, they are dumber when they're together. That's, like, one of my favorite character dynamics.
Oh, yeah, and speaking of dumber when they're together, Allenby joins in, Oh, God. So Sasa, she's like, cool fight. Let me cook for you.
Yeah. We do learn it, real quick, we do also learn that the entire Neo-Japan consulate has been searching for the Dark Gundam, and they have not seen hide or hair of this thing. They don't know where it is. This is still going on in the background, and nobody knows anything. Whoops.
Oh no, it's fine. It's probably asleep.
And also, Allenby's crew is just kind of fine with her like going and cavorting with the other like Gundam fighters because they just can't stop her. So they've given up.
Exactly. It's like we can't do fuck all to stop her. Whatever.
Please stop praying for our Gundam fighter. She's become too powerful.
Yeah.
She broke out of the hospital and the police can't stop her.
Allenby, please stop giving away like national secrets. No.
No heart.
Okay. No. Well, we tried.
We tried our best. And yeah.
That's just Scandinavia.
Yeah, exactly. It's really funny imagining everyone like talking in an accent of their own language, because like Scandinavian Allenby is just very funny to me for some reason.
Just doing Swedish chef voice.
Yeah, exactly. Hiya, Domon.
That's what angiogram sounds like.
Oh no, I could do an angiogram for you, eh?
Well, say that for next episode. So yeah, they're cooking. Sai's here, and it's nice. He's cooking. We get it's very like lovingly
makes a feast. Ooh.
Yeah, and it's nice because he tells Domon, he's like, you're my opponent. I want you to be able to fight in a full stomach as strong as you can, which is very Goku ideal.
Yeah.
Domon reacts to this by basically going, Sai, I would die for you, and Sai's like, all right, don't make it weird.
Look. You're my friend and I cooked for you. Don't be weird about it.
Domon's like, I will cherish this meal. And she's like, don't. Please.
It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Domon's just fried rice. During dinner. Oh, happy Weed Minute, by the way.
Happy Weed Minute.
During dinner, Sai and Allenby kind of get into it, and they challenge each other to sparring.
Can I just say, I love how stupid Allenby is.
Yeah.
I love that she's dumb. I love that she's no thoughts, head empty. Let more girls be stupid. She's not a bimbo. She's a herbo. She's too much of a jock to be a bimbo. Yeah. But she is a herbo. She is the female equivalent of a himbo.
Exactly. Yes. No.
She's like she's like teasing Sai. She's like, "Oh, you're such a little boy. You speak so big for So, well, and like to be honest, Sai she is like a year younger than her. Like,
yeah,
she's 17. He's 16.
In the sub, Sai she's actually the first one to bring up age. Where like Allenby's just looking at him and she's like. She's staring at Sai, but she addresses Domon and goes, "Hey Domon, can I, do you mind if I go up against this boy?" And Domon's like, "What the fuck are you, this is weird." It's like, I'm not his keeper, do what you want. And they just sort of get into it, and she goes, "Well, I'm not in the habit of picking fights with girls that are barely out of their diapers."
Yeah.
And Allenby's like, "Speak for yourself." And he's like, fuck it, we're fighting, let's go!
Yeah, we're fighting right now. Fuck you, I don't want to eat anymore.
Yeah, it rules. They have a very cool fight, and as they're fighting, Sai gets really serious and starts to glow green. And he kind of catches himself and composes, and he's like, the
only one of these stupid idiots to be smart enough to not show off his secret technique in front of Domon.
I know. And both Allenby and Domon are like, oh shit, what's that? And he's like, nope. Not gonna show it. And then he there's a green aura around him that sort of looks like fireflies. It's not solid. It's particles around him. And as he comes out of there and he decides not to do this, he has this great moment where he brushes his hand against his brushes his hand off and dusts the aura particles away like dirt.
Oh shit, it got bugs on me, huh?
Which I really liked.
It's really cool, and he's like, oh, you win. Guess the sparring's over. And again, genius move to not show off his secret technique. And then they all see the news that Neo China's
advanced tactics.
Yeah, advanced tactics. Don't show it.
Yeah. This is this is at the end of Sun Tzu's Art of War. He says, hey, don't show off your new aura secret technique to your sworn enemy who you're fighting tomorrow. It might be a bad idea. I don't know.
Keep it secret, keep it safe, Sun Tzu. And then they see the news that Neo China's delicacy has arrived for the fight, and this prompt Sai to mysteriously run off. He's like, what the fuck? But
he's like, well, specifically they're like, and here's the Emperor. He's like, gotta go.
Oh, that seems important. I should probably be there. Oops.
Yeah. And then after he leaves, Domon says one of the most insane things he's ever said, where he tells Allenby, Sai's gonna fight to the death if he has to. Him cooking dinner is him saying goodbye to us.
Yeah, it's.
dude, what?
I mean, it's a fucking wild thing for Domon to say, but he's not wrong, right?
I
He's
know.
not wrong, but it's also like, why do you know this?
Yeah, Domon, you can't read the script. You're the main character. Oh, God. And yeah, they Sai and the monks go to meet with the Emperor of Neo-China. Gotta say, I was expecting a more racist depiction of a Chinese emperor than the show provides.
Same.
He's just a guy.
He doesn't have, like, a Fu Manchu mustache
Doesn't
or
have the tiny glasses. Like, I was. Congratulations, show. You did the bare minimum of not being racist for once.
Yeah.
Less racist than Disney.
I mean,
Not that hard.
yeah, bar ain't that high.
Bar ain't that high, but also we have Sombrero Gundam in this series.
right. Yeah, this is Gundam,
have,
huh?
We have Cobra Gundam, you know. We've got,
Yeah, so all I'm saying is, like,
Could be worse.
less racist. This time, at least.
there is a reason
less
to have
racist
expectations in the negative side.
Yeah. And in this whole scene, the Emperor is telling Sai, he appreciates all the hard work he's doing to represent Neo-China, and he asks him if he has a wish. And Sai says that his wish is the revival of the Shaolin Temple. And the monks are like, what the fuck? He cares? Hello?
He's so, serious and earnest. Like, I cannot express enough how earnest Sai Shi is in this scene as well. He's incredibly respectful to the Emperor. He's, like, bowing. This entire scene, he spends bowing in deference.
Yeah.
There is not, like, a piece of stray, nervous, or childish energy outside. He's composed. He's, like, it is, like, the most remarkable character growth we've seen of any of the characters, I would say, since the start of the series.
It's amazing. Like, he and the monks even say this later on, but, like, he's matured, like, several years in the blink of an eye, pretty much.
Yeah.
And the Emperor just says, well, I'll consider this if you have to become the champion of the Gundam fight, though. He's like, that's a pretty big ass, reviving an entire temple. Which is like, I don't really get how the Emperor can just do that, but whatever.
Sure, dude. Just order people to go to the Shaolin Temple and study the martial arts. I don't know.
Yeah, true. Yeah, a presidential
he can
alert.
do that. Listen, if he just diverts funds, he could forgive all of student debt and then also reestablish a temple. It's easy. It's fine.
But both are equally important here.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Fannie Mae has been handing out loans to go to the Shaolin Temple. He's just gonna cancel all of that.
She was like talking about how juvenile he was, and the monks are still like amazed at how he's matured so much in the blink of an eye.
Well, and Domon's like, he's gonna die.
Yeah. And yeah, like Domon's reflecting on his time with Sai Shi. He's like, because
Sai is praying to the moon for strength.
Yeah, he does.
I wish. So yeah, as like Domon reflects on his relationship with Sai Shi, there's like all these flashback images, and I wish they hadn't used the time that Sai Shi was a little pervert.
Fucking yeah, like hoisted up Rain's skirt. Really, I didn't need to see that again.
No,
but he's like, yeah, he's reminiscing. He's saying like, out of all the fighters, like he calls me bro. He looks up to me, and he's like maybe the most evenly matched with me on a martial arts basis. But tomorrow we gotta fight, and well, I might have to kill him. I might have to kill the little kid.
So sad.
And also, he says he's the only person who's forced him to settle for a draw, which is just untrue.
Yeah, like
the very next episode, Argo did the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a draw in the fact of like they still had energy left in their Gundams.
Yeah, like Argo's, it was more of a like neither of them could go on fighting, whereas in Sai's it was like he could also have just torn off Domon's head.
Mm-hmm. That'd have been funny. An alternate cut of just like, oh, G Gundam ends after 3 episodes. Really sad. What happens? In the morning, the monks see him off. They tell him that they're going to stay back and pray for him. The fight begins. And Master Asia's like, oh, I don't know who's going to win here. And Wong tells him, oh, we might actually see Domon lose. And for some reason, this triggers Master Asia's anime mom disease once more.
Yeah.
And he just starts coughing like a fool.
Wong's like, oh yeah, your favored disciple might actually get fucked for once, and Master Asia's like, that's ridiculous. and Wong just looks at it. Their relationship is like fully antagonistic at that point.
I love it. They hate each other's guts so bad.
Yeah, Wong just looks at me and says, "What you gonna do about it? Die?"
Yeah.
You're gonna die all over me, old man.
It's so fucking good. And now,
fucking do it.
Yeah, and this is when we cut back for what you were going to talk about.
Yeah, so Kayun and Zurun are both praying, and I want to note that I believe it's Kayun actually who specifically invokes the name of the great canon Kanzeon Bosatsu, as who is one of the like most high-ranking bodhisattvas in Buddhism, and she is specifically the merciful goddess. So he invokes the name of Kanzeon Bosatsu, the great canon, the merciful goddess, to help Sai Shi achieve victory, which I thought was interesting.
Oh,
very interesting.
I can't say I remember if that was done in the dub, but
yeah, they do a very they do a legit Buddhist prayer in the sub, which is interesting to see.
I mean, it doesn't translate to like merciful goddess or anything. I just happened to know her name and saw that she was like invoked in the Japanese.
Audrey be like, I know.
Yeah,
her.
I'm just saying I don't know if they said the name in the dub.
Yeah, they might have. They do like a pretty good job of like, you know, localizing everything pretty faithfully.
I feel like they probably wouldn't cut it, but who knows?
Who knows? It ain't for kids, I can tell you that much.
Anyway, the prayer do work because Sai Shi is kind of getting nutty with it.
Yeah, so like Domon has cut both of his arms off.
Yeah, 2 more bite the dust.
Yeah, just exploded those arms right off.
Yeah, like they don't have spare like body or leg parts for Dragon Gundam. They just have an entire like fucking 18-wheeler full of arms. That's the only thing they need to repair it.
Yeah, this boy be losing arms. He does try to strike back with his ponytail and with his sweet kicks, but Domon is pretty much dominating the match at this point. Mm-hmm. And then Zuisen actually finds the letter from Sai Shi's father and realizes what's going on. It is his father's will. Just his last piece of correspondence to the monks before he set off to try to revive the Shaolin Temple and never succeeded.
Dear brothers.
Yeah, dear brothers. First, what's going to happen is, no, he left Sai Shi to the monks. He wanted them to educate Sai on like the importance of reviving the Shaolin Temple and like his mission there. Sai's father just kind of set off on his horse, and like pretty much knowing that he wasn't going to succeed in doing this, but tried anyways. And reading this is kind of actually cemented in Sai's mind, like, oh, this is actually really important. I should probably take this seriously, which is why he's maybe going to kill himself doing this. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, revive the temple or die trying.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's really touching, like how much this affects Sai. You know, like he's like getting completely beat to shit right now, but it doesn't even matter. Like. And he even says he doesn't remember what his dad looks like. Like all he remembers is like all he remembers is how fiercely his father believed in his dream.
Yeah, he doesn't really remember what his dad looks like, but like after reading that letter, he can kind of imagine like he's kind of got a vision of the man, and is like he even like at one point sees like a vision of his father like telling him to get back up and fight.
He believes so hard that he remembers what his dad looks like somehow. What an amazing turn of events.
He just imagines a man, and it happens. He makes up a guy, and it happens to look exactly like his father.
He makes up a Sai.
Make up a guy who's your dad. Guy who is my dad.
Boogie woogie woogie.
Well, he's a little butterfly. Green, black, and blue are the colors in the sky.
Yeah.
This shit.
This shit goes off. It pops off.
So like
it looks really good is the thing about it.
He starts getting fucking blasted by Domon, but his crest on his hand starts to glow, and he goes hyper mode, and it is
Well, I just want to point out one thing really quickly is that his arms after below the shoulder are both like red and unusable because the Gundam arms got cut off. So like his emblem pops up through this like red critical error message on both of his arms where he's feeling like a double amputation of some sort.
Yeah.
It's just like incredibly fucked.
This kid is fucking nutty with it. And
go ahead.
Yeah. This is the Shaolin Temple's most advanced, most forbidden technique, a technique that can take the user's life. It is called the Shin Ryusei Kochoken. It is like just essentially, like, it is energy in the form of these, like, fucking sick-ass butterfly wings.
It's a
yeah, it
butterfly
looks so
ball.
cool. It is probably the best visuals out of any of the techniques.
Yeah, it is a butterfly ball from Hades.
Yeah, which is fitting, because fuck that fight. You can either kill it without, like, any trouble, or you die in that room.
Exactly.
And again, the same thing happens. Domon starts using God Finger, and Sai continues the speech with him. And
the Emperor does recognize this as a kamikaze move.
Yeah, he knows, this boy gonna die.
He gets God Fingered.
He's like, get God Fingered.
He's like, fuck that, I'm not gonna let that stop me. And he continues going. And then Domon's like, it doesn't have to be like this. God Gundam has 2 hands. Yeah. And hits him with the God Finger on his left hand. And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, God.
You could do that?
Yeah, and he definitely knows Domon can just switch the hand he uses God Finger with.
He's done it before in the Cobra Gundam fight.
Yeah.
And, like, Sai, she's like, I don't care that I'm, like... So at this point, like, he is God Fingered with his left hand into Dragon Gundam's stomach.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And... Sai she is like there, so basically you see him in his cockpit.
This shot, I fucking hate this shot.
Yeah, you see him in a cockpit, like suspended on this energy that represents the God Finger hand.
Looks like shit,
with
my guy.
Like both his arms disabled, just sort of like hanging there, and he goes, "I'm not giving up. I will perish before I give up." And Domon goes,
says, well, I'll make it easy for you.
Let me make that quicker for you. Yeah. Let me make that easy for you.
What the fuck?
And he activates, and he starts to activate Heat End.
He's just gonna straight up kill the dude.
He literally says, then perish.
So he's
until... Go ahead.
Oh, just like, and as he activates Heat End, the Chinese Emperor is like, oh shit, stop!
Wait, hold on,
Christ,
stop
dude,
the fight. Wait,
kill the boy!
And Domon's like, wait, what? And then he activates, he goes, oh shit, Sai Shi!
Oh, wait a second, I was about to kill my friend. That seems like a bad thing to do.
And the Chinese Emperor is like, alright, Sai Shi, you've clearly proven yourself. You do not have to die here. Just, like, win the Battle Royale and you'll get your Shaolin Temple. Jesus Christ, dude! And Sai Shi just breaks down crying and it's like, thank you, Mr. Emperor, so much! And meanwhile, Domon's like, oh shit, I almost blew up one of my boyfriends. What the fuck?
And God Gundam embraces Dragon Gundam, and, like, we can see later Domon, like, holding Sai on the ground in the exact same pose. This is so fucking tender. Oh my god.
Hey, what if my Gundam lovingly embraced your Gundam right after I almost blew it up, and we were both boys?
You know who doesn't like this, though?
Wong
throws his Pocky again. I'm getting sick of this guy.
Somebody has to clean that up.
Give me your hazelnut Pocky. I will rehome it to a good home.
You clearly don't deserve
stomach.
it. Yeah. And it's like, and even Master Asia, in, continuing the antagonistic relationship they have, he's like, it's strange that you're running this whole Gundam fight, yet you don't understand the heart of a martial artist.
Dude, I'm just the president of Hong Kong. You, like, come on.
Come on.
And yet you run the Gundam fight. Curious.
I think I should rule space.
I think Domon should fight more people, and yet you run the Gundam fight. Curious.
God, what an episode.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good.
Let's
continue the train of good episodes.
Episode 38. Yeah. Audrey?
Hell yeah. Episode 38. Domon versus Argo, Charging Bolt Gundam. Andrew Graham of Neo Canada faces off against Argo. Argo goes into hyper mode and uses a new technique, the Gaia Crusher, to create mountains in the ring and wins. The next match is a tag team match between the Domon and Allenby team and the Argo and Graham team. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Wong kidnaps the creator of the Berserker system and commandeers one of his own. At the beginning of the tag team match, Argo splits the ring into two so he and Domon can fight by themselves. As Graham observes them, Wong remotely activates the Berserker system and sends it up to 100%. Domon and Argo fight, and Domon beats Argo as Master Asia rushes to stop Wong. As he prepares to use force to defeat Wong and shut down the Berserker system, he suffers another attack of his illness and falls to his knees. Back at the fight, Allenby comes rushing out in Berserker mode, declaring that she will kill Argo because he is her and Domon's enemy. As she prepares a killing blow, Graham sacrifices himself for Argo because he finally remembers how Argo tried to help his wife in the space station.
Fucking hell.
Shit got so serious in this episode. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I say this every week. How can you not like G Gundam?
Imagine not liking G Gundam.
It's untenable to me. I can understand not liking it because it has, I guess a little bit more goofy, but
I can understand not liking the racist elements.
Yeah, and in fact, you really shouldn't not like. No one should like that part. But
you know what? Hey, this isn't the only Gundam that has that problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably a little more cartoonish and bad in this one, but hey.
Yeah, fucking. But it has heart. It has the core character growth and mashing up characters in the best possible ways that you love to see in these kinds of shows.
Also just fucking fun.
It's fun.
These are enjoyable. I have not watched that much more Gundam outside of G Gundam, but comparing it to Wing, which is the only other series that I've watched, I enjoy watching G Gundam. I never enjoyed watching Wing. Wing was a burden for me to get through.
A pox in my life.
Can't fucking wait for that.
Yeah, have fucking fun with Hero.
Oh God.
Yeah. But it's a fun series. It's not only a good series, but it's enjoyable.
It is highly enjoyable, and that's why I like it. It's just I like to have fun, and I'm not gonna be one of those people who's just turn your brain off, just have fun, just watch all the Marvel movies and they're good. No, it's it's you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Wow, cool robot.
Wow, cool. I'm tapping the sign.
Anyway, Argo and Graham are fucking animals.
Oh my God.
That's what you need to know about the start of this episode. So this episode starts off with Argo and Graham's fight, and they're just going at it like beasts.
Oh yeah, they're doing fucking wrestling moves on each other. Andrew hits Argo with a fucking elbow drop and then gets him in an arm bar. It's pretty sick.
And
it fucking rules.
And then Argo, it's really in Graham's favor here, and Argo reverses the match by being I am simply going to overcome this and be strong.
Yeah, if somebody got me in an armbar, I would simply get out of it.
I would simply stand up while you're still latched onto me like a fucking koala.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? So he, stands up, and Lumberjack Gundam is still just latched onto his arm, and he just, slams
throws
him
this
into
dude.
a building.
He does the Graham Slam.
Oh yeah. But seriously, this
break
fight
out
really
the rye
is
bread and the mustard, Grandma.
This fight really is fuck Hong Kong's infrastructure for real.
Yeah, it is brutal. And to illustrate this rules, right? Because the first 3 times we saw the other Shuffle Alliance members go hyper mode is against Domon, but Argo doesn't really have as much of a reason to follow Domon. He has, maybe the least reason, but, Graham is his main sort of enemy here. So, Argo doesn't go hyper mode for the first time against Domon. He does it against Graham.
Yeah.
And yeah. It's easy for him.
Hey, you want to talk about fucked up infrastructure? Say goodbye to your Earth.
He's a fucking Earth adept from Golden Sun. He's a fucking Earthbender. He does Gaia Crusher and just, stone spires appear everywhere. Holy moly, dude.
There's so much I could say about physics in the show, but anyway.
Yeah. They're just supernatural. They just have supernatural techniques.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a thing that happens, and we all just have to live with it.
Yeah, you just, you gotta smile and nod and move on. We cut next to Wong
He wins, if that wasn't clear.
Yeah, he very much wins. Graham doesn't die, he just loses. And after the fight,
somehow Graham survives all of these episodes.
Yeah, Canadians just built different.
He's a survivor.
Exactly. Preserves you. We cut over to Wong telling Master Asia, he's like, I've determined something, my good friend. Domon is not the ultimate fighter.
Wong is just fully trolling now. I mean, we've established that this relationship is incredibly antagonistic at this point, but Wong is just spending all his time with Master Asia being like, you want to kill me? Better make it count. Better do it in one shot.
Hey, Mr. East, look at me. Bitch.
He's just like,
we'll be right back.
The Ultimate Fighter needed to revive the Devil Gundam. It's not Domon. It's under your hand right now. And his hand's like on a photo of Allenby.
Yeah. I mean, so he's like, I've decided Domon's not necessary. What do you mean Domon's not necessary? He's not the Ultimate Fighter. What do you mean he's not the Ultimate Fighter? Check under your hand. It's a surprise.
Check behind your ear.
Are you tricked phase?
Yeah.
Are you experiencing botherations?
Botherations, yeah.
It's so fucking funny. And he's like, on cue, one of Allenby's doctors is like showing up at Wong's place.
This is, I believe, because the dub doesn't have subtitles, but the way I heard it, it sounded like his name is Dr. Bellyman.
His name is Dr. Bellyman, yeah.
Yeah, Bellyman.
His name is Dr. Bellyman.
That's my cat.
That's true, yeah. Fig has arrived at Wong's palace, and Wong tells Asia, take Dr. Bellman to the guest room. And, once again, Anime Mom sees, very sad, you hate to see it.
He says Allenby's true abilities will become clear in the next match.
Yeah. And then we cut over, Argo's in jail once more, his nicely furnished hotel room, just practicing Gaia Crusher privately, can't let Domon see. Even though Domon definitely saw him do it in the last match.
Right.
I mean, they keep him in a prison cell. He's got to practice somewhere.
Yeah. And this is fucked up what happens, I think.
Yeah, this is really fucked up. He starts seeing a vision of like a spaceship, and he is brought inside the spaceship, and he sees all of his crewmates. He names all of them. I didn't write down the names, but they're all Russian ones.
Sergei was definitely in there.
Yeah, Alexei, Ivan, the rest.
Rasputin.
Vladimir, oh no! And then he realizes this is a trick. He's being tricked. The Russian government is summoning VR images to torment him.
Argo is also experiencing botherations.
Yeah, this is, like, genuinely really fucked up.
It's like a very shitty move, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is no good. And, like, he the ship flies at him and he's inside the ship and he sees his comrades and he runs inside and they all fade out and, like, Nastasha shows up. I learned this week her name is actually Nastasha, not Natasha.
Yeah, Nastasha,
I'm still calling her Natasha KGB.
She's Natasha KGB.
Like the woman who tells you about the mine detector in Metal Gear Solid 1.
Like Nastasia from Super Paper Mario. And she shows up and she's telling him, like, through the door, like, she doesn't like this shit either. Like, this is orders from headquarters to basically, like, stir Argo up and, like, get him fucking rude and red and mad and nude and amped up for the fight. Ugh. Poor Argo.
The next match has been announced. It will be Domon and Allenby versus Argo and Andrew.
So
say what you will about Wong. He knows how to write a headliner.
He loves to stir the pot.
So, like, Chibity, George, and Rain and Sai Sai Shi are all together, and they're like, this seems bad.
This seems kind of fucked up.
Uh-oh, sisters.
Doesn't Andrew, like, want to kill Argo? I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. And like, Sai Sai Shi's like, Rain, where is Domon? And she's like, so... He went to see Andrew Graham.
He went to the Neo Canada Lodge, is what it's called.
Yes!
Not like
I don't even think we see the building.
Yeah, we don't see the building because we just go into the woods, which maybe it's just a fucking log cabin that Andrew built with his own hands.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Yeah, and like, Graham is pissed as hell. He throws an axe, like, inches away from Domon's head.
But Domon doesn't flinch, of course.
Yeah, no. All Domon really says is, like, hey, like, just be cool, man. Please honor the fight. Please, God.
Yeah, he's like, bro, do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't fuck up my foreplay fight with my boyfriend.
Yeah, I know you have beef. Leave it for now, please. Let me fight my boy.
This is the only thing that gets us off. Please.
Also, have you considered communicating with your fists? Have you considered it for a moment?
It's like the thesis of the show, honestly.
Yeah, they're really trying to, like, hey, remind you in the last half of the series,
yeah, right.
Like, hey, this is how men really get to know each other, is by beating the shit out of each other.
The soul of martial artist,
That's how you communicate emotion. Words don't work. You need to
that's
fight.
How I do it. Yeah, stand and fight, warrior male shit. And we later, Domon's talking to Allenby, like, they're, like, hanging out and, like, leaving for the night, and they swear to do their best in the match. And as she leaves, Domon says, hey, be careful. which only means something bad's going to happen to her later.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, see you tomorrow, but it's just this like very sort of like not charged, but just like very meaningful. Be careful, Alan B. Which it's Always Sunny title card. Something bad happens to Alan B. Yeah.
Yeah, we get the menacing from JoJo.
Go.
We would cut back to Wong's place. Dr. Bellyman, he wakes up attached to a brain machine.
Hey, Wong has committed an international crime.
Yeah, he's committed at least 100 since this episode started.
But this is, like, fairly explicit. Like, I don't know what the other ones I feel like he had a plan for. I'm not sure what his plan is here.
He's the president of space. He can do what he wants.
Yeah, he's just having a laugh.
He's got
Fuck you, pay me.
He's got the dark Gundam. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, true.
He's recreated what's the fucking thing from Kyle XY? What's the machine?
Don't ask me.
It's an acronym. It's just some letters. But he made that. He made the brain machine.
The Kyle.
He's like Kong Kong, or Bellyman's like, but this is a Neo Sweden secret, and he's like, oh, I made my own. Sorry about it. And he wants Bellyman to tell him
a gay little machine that pisses you off.
It's
from a long distance.
No, a gay little machine that pisses Allenby off.
Yeah, and he tells Bellyman, he's like, hey, what's the frequency you use to control your little friend? Please tell me now.
What's her like brainwave frequencies? Just asking as a joke. Haha. I'm not.
He puts the fucking Metal Gear codec in front of him. Pick the frequency. And Allenby's like running home that night, and as Wong starts,
I guess we should mention
Belly.
he does zap Dr. Bellyman with the brain machine.
Yes, because when he does that, Allenby senses it.
It's a brain torture machine.
Yeah, it's like basically the Berserker.
It's just
machine.
An electric chair. I mean, that's all it is. But it's
bad vibes.
Yeah,
he's weaponized bad vibes. Is what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Truly a war crime here.
So, go ahead.
I think Audrey should take this next part, maybe.
No, yeah. I was gonna say, like, Argo's brought out to the docks, and Audrey, do you want to talk about this, Audrey?
Hey, I'm fucking gay. Hey, Miss Natasha KGB, are you free on Thursday when I'm also free?
Well, no, she's having dinner with Argo.
That's
maybe
not,
the next day.
That's not today. That's not today. That's a week from now. I'm asking for a week from now on Thursday. Miss Natasha KGB. Holy shit, bro! She's so goddamn hot.
She's fucking fine as hell.
Here's the thing. So the KGB have invited Argo to dinner on the docks, and Argo goes through a door, and Natasha KGB is standing there in this Cantonese little getup. Looking just fine as hell.
They call her ranch because she be dressing.
She got the drip.
And even Argyle. Oh, sorry, Jesus again.
Argyle Golsky.
Argyle Funsky.
Even Argyle is doing eyes emoji at her, hey, what's up?
Even Argo is holy shit. Natasha KGB, are you free on Thursday when I am also free? And she's like, this is your reward for doing so well. I've prepared a lovely dinner for you, and also I am so sexy. And they have dinner. They have this very intimate dinner, and as they sit down, so that is when Natasha's like, listen, this is my reward to you, and she gestures up. She's like, look up there, and there is the Russian prison ship that is holding all of Argo's friends. And she's like, I don't agree with this. They went too far. They don't trust I hate that they don't trust us enough. We've come so far together as a team, and they aren't willing to trust us enough that they have to force your friends into this by bringing them here as motivation. But regardless of what happens, I want you to know you have to win against Domon Domon tomorrow, because it may just be one win, but it's both of ours.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a really, really fucking good scene. Oh my god.
Yeah, the eyes emojis aside, it's just a good scene. Really heartfelt, emotional moment with Natasha and Argo. We've gotten these hints before that, they do have some sort of, if not romantic, just they do care for each other on some level, but This is actually, her outright admitting, hey, I'm not really fully on, I don't care for what the government has done to you. And I really just kind of want you to get out of this in one piece.
I think there's an implication here about, like, honor, which obviously we've seen is hugely important to Argo, where the implication being, like, you are my project, and together we have come so far, and they're not trusting you, but they're also not trusting me.
Yeah.
Which is why everything we do together, we do together, basically.
Yeah.
And her really feeling like the insult of not being trusted to take this to the end and get the win for Neo Russia, which I think is interesting. But yeah, that is like the important line, which is like, your win is a win for us both. And Argo just looks at her and goes, yeah, and then eats a fish whole.
Yeah, he just picks it up with his hands and then eats the fish. Very romantic.
So
it's fight time.
It's fight time. Will the boys get along? Probably not.
Seems unlikely.
Everybody's like, hey, what the fuck is Andrew gonna do? Is he gonna just, like, try to kill Argo?
Yeah. Ooh, who can possibly say?
So George, Chibity, Sai are on the side, and they're like, we're not sure about this. And then Schwartz shows up, and they're like, oh, Schwartz, do you know what he's gonna do? And Schwartz is like, nope.
No. Not a clue, homies.
Look, I can phase through walls and, like, rise out of shadows on the ground. That doesn't mean I know what lies within this Canadian man's heart. Like, come on.
Exactly. He's immune to my abilities.
I'm not a wizard. Jesus.
I'm just a ninja.
I'm not telepathic.
As the fight begins, Domon asks Allenby to take Graham so he can focus on Argo one-on-one. And once again, the bit continues where Grand Moff Tart...
Well, just very quickly, before the fight begins, the Swedish crew is like, hey, so Bellyman's missing.
Bellyman's missing, so we're not going to be able to use the Berserker system today.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And she's like, yeah, this is fucking fine. Can we stop bringing this up?
Good. I've been asking for that for, like, the last several months.
Yeah. And then we see... Now, let me preface this by saying I don't like horses, but there are a select few that I do respect, and Master Asia rolls up on one of these horses. We see Fuunsaiki, wonderful boy, lovely animal. And he's wondering aloud, like, hey, why did Wong want me to watch this match alone? Why isn't Wong here?
Yeah, seems a little strange. Oh, well.
Seems a bit sus. And, we cut over to Wong. Bellyman has given him Allenby's codec frequency. He has all the information he needs. And the fight truly begins, and Argo immediately pops Gaia Crusher. So
he pops his ult right at the beginning.
Yeah. Argo's like, fuck pantsing around. I'm finishing this, like, immediately.
Well, I mean, it's not even to, like, finish the fight. It's to separate them. It is because he wants to fight Domon one-on-one. And, I mean, that works in Domon's favor, too, because he wanted Allenby to keep Andrew distracted.
Mm-hmm.
So this is beneficial for both sides.
Yeah. And, like, Nastasha's a little worried about Graham, but we see Allenby's, like, willing to hold him off.
Yeah, Allenby's literally, like, climbing up rocks on her hands and knees to be like, stay away from Domon!
Can't you just jump?
Yeah, who can possibly say? She's conserving energy.
Yeah.
And as if on cue, Wong activates the Berserker system. Shit's probably bad.
It's just a big laser that he can shoot at her.
Yeah, it's a laser that makes you mad.
He has to, like, sight in on her with a sniper scope and, like, shoot her with the red laser to make her mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the Widowmaker in this Overwatch.
Yeah, right.
Overwatch match. So like it just occurred to me, we talk about all the, like, polykill going Super Saiyan. Allenby's the real Saiyan here, if we think about it. Getting exposed to Berserker mode is basically just getting exposed to a full moon, huh?
Yeah, pretty fucking much.
Yeah.
She gets the Ozaru eyes.
Yeah. Like, straight up the same exact Ozaru eyes, and anyway, so she goes, she's getting fucked up, and on the side, everyone's, like, the only person who notices this right now is Master Asia.
Yeah, he immediately cottons on to what's going on and rushes back on Fuunsaiki.
Yeah, he's like, hey, fuck this.
You and, dirty fucking rat, Wong.
Yeah. And runs back to, like, Hong Kong headquarters or whatever to put a stop to Wong's nasty plan.
It's good.
Put a stop to this nasty man.
Yeah, he like gets in there with Funsaiki. He like pulls out his scarf and like spirals it into a spear.
Okay, well, so he arrives back. How high can Funsaiki jump?
As high as it needs
This
to.
boy,
800-foot vertical leap.
yeah, because he literally, I mean, this like apartment or whatever it is, this office is several stories off the ground, and Master Asia does leap into it with Funsaiki. Mm-hmm. No problem, bro.
Yeah, it's fucking. That's what being the undefeated of the East is all about. Training yourself to surpass your limits.
And he's like, I'm going to, so he like spiralizes his scarf, and there's like a hot second where Wong's like, oh shit, actually. And you see like a brief moment of clear, and then he's like, okay, get ready to meet your...
Cough.
And Wong just like looks down at him on the floor and is like, you're getting old man. Anyway, this shit goes to 100.
Let's fucking turn up the juice.
Let's go, baby. Alan B, like, freaks the fuck out. Fully berserker mode right now. Graham sees that happen to her. He doesn't really do anything, though, because he's still just, like, watching Argo fight.
He's like, what's going on with Allenby? Oh, well, not gonna ruin my revenge day.
Yeah, let me look at the Russian,
weird. Glowing red having a laser shoot at her and, like, screaming. Weird. Anyways.
I've seen
Stay
Stranger.
in your lane, 101.
Exactly.
Wong's like treating the berserker system like a new stereo, system he's got set up. He's just fucking turning up the volume to see what he can do.
He's dropping the bass.
Yeah.
He's playing fucking Boom Boom Pow on it, seeing what happens.
Allenby do got that Boom Boom Pow.
Yeah. We see Graham like wondering, like, why is Argo fighting so hard? And as that happens, we cut over. We see Domon and Argo still going at it. I love that neither of them really have a conflict in this episode. They both just say, yeah, we understand that we're part of the Shuffle Alliance, but we just gotta fight right now.
Yeah.
Just get this out of our systems.
Specifically, like, Domon's like, God, Argo, you're so fucking good. We need you to beat the Devil Gundam. And Argo's like, yeah, I know, but not right now.
yeah, can it wait? It's very, very nice. And, God Finger time, of course.
There is a great moment as they both, like, again, activate their ultimates here of something we don't see that often, which is Argo in the Gundam head.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It was very good.
So it like cuts over to them both like activating their ults, and it cuts over to Bolt Gundam specifically, and Bolt Gundam's like face fades away, and it's like Argo there, surrounded like again like a Sentai character by the trappings of the Bolt Gundam helmet. It's good to look at it. I enjoy it.
It's fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
They do, God Finger, they do the speech. Argo helps him say it, and Argo goes hyper mode. He pops Gaia Crusher. Domon like grabs his head. Of course, Argo's completely no-selling it, and he's ready to use Bursting Gaia Crusher to just straight up destroy both their Gundams.
Yeah, no, he uses Gaia Crusher directly on Domon's arm, and like you see cracks appear in it.
Yes, and like Nastasha, who's watching this, realizes that it's like, okay, you'll win, but at what cost? Because if there's an explosion on like the God Finger arm while it is holding Bolt Gundam's head, like the head is going to go.
Yeah, and you could take serious like personal injury, even
right.
Like Gundam aside, you could just get hurt yourself with this. And Argo says like, hey, my life, like my body doesn't really matter that much. Like I am in it to rescue my comrades. If I can overcome this match here, like that's all that matters.
Yeah, he straight up tells her, if I don't make
glory,
it,
but for you.
Yeah, God. He's like, if I don't make it, look after my friends. And fucking, this is when Graham finally remembers. Oh shit! Argo didn't kill my wife. He tried to save her.
Oh fuck! I saw the tears in his eyes as my wife got
fucked
sucked
up.
in his
Oh shit,
face.
dude!
So the impetus for this as well is him looking and being like, Argo's willing to sacrifice his life. What kind of man does that? Like who's willing to fight for their friends that strongly? And then he's like, oh shit, it's this guy who tried to save my wife. Fuck.
Yeah.
My wife.
My wife.
My life.
Damn. What if Neo Kazakhstan had Borat piloting a Gundam?
Oh my god. Imagine. Yeah, Domon notices Argo's leg is really weak when he uses Gaia Crusher, so he uses a new technique. It's called God Field Dash, where he kind of like...
Field Dash.
He activates the rainbow ring on the back of the wings of God Gundam, which like bursts him forward, and he like takes Argo out of hyper mode. And
he uses the aspect of Gilgamesh.
Good.
We're just making a lot of Hades jokes today.
Hades nuts.
Yeah.
Natasha, she's like apologizing to Argo here. She's like, I didn't notice that your leg was damaged while you're using this, and Argo's like, it's okay. It's our loss together. We'll share it.
Yeah,
it's just one loss, but it belongs to the both of us.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this show's so fucking good. Yeah, and he and Domon are like, all right, we're friends again. Back to Shuffle Alliance.
Yeah, like, Domon doesn't even, like, crush his head section or, like, damage the Bolt Gundam beyond, exploding the legs out from under him.
Yeah.
And just, helps him up.
And then Allenby kicks down a rock and goes, Mom, holy fuck!
Allenby busting through.
Oh, yeah.
It's the Big Bird gif.
Yeah. Like, Allenby is just off the shits right now. And she's like, Domon's enemy! And she sees Argo, and she, like, dives after him.
She sees Domon, like, hugging Argo and giving him a kiss on the cheek, and she's like, yes, that's his enemy! I need to kill him!
He hates his guts, clearly. They're just friends! And Graham realizes that Argo can't fight, so as Allenby gets ready to, like, strike Argo down, Graham rushes in and takes the hit for him right in the cockpit.
Yeah, and he fucking explodes big time. The whole dome is just, like, completely filled with this explosion, and is shattered, actually, the barrier around the ring. The smoke clears, and...
I think they are dead.
Yeah, I think someone has just died.
Seems like he's super dead, if you ask me, but, the smoke clears, and it's just... The whole bottom half of Grizzly Gundam is gone. It's just gone.
Anyway, next episode. Tune in next week.
Anyways, tune in right now, actually. Unless y'all have something to say about that. No? We good?
No, it was good. That's all.
All right. Next episode 39 of Mobile Fighter G Gundam. The Ultimate Attack Duel with Master Asia. The episode resumes right where the last one left off, with Grizzly Gundam demolished and Nobel Gundam consumed with flames. They're able to extract both Allenby and Andrew, but Allenby is taken away by men claiming to be from the medical team. Master's still pissed at Wong for his Berserker system antics, and Wong reveals to him that Domon's next match will be against Schwartz Bruder, who is also undefeated. In the hospital, Argo assures Domon that Andrew will survive, but will be unable to fight for the rest of his life. They find out from Rain that Allenby wasn't taken to the same hospital and is nowhere to be found. Domon gets upset at Rain for letting this happen and storms off on his own to find Allenby. While brooding on a cliff, Domon is approached by Master's horse, Funsaiki, who takes him to an island where Domon meets with Master. Wong dispatches a Gundam head to kill Domon, and possibly Master as well, and the two are swept by the raging waters into an underground tunnel. Unable to fight or summon their Gundams without risking a cave-in, the two form a temporary truce until they get out. Master reminds Domon of the School of the Undefeated of the East's ultimate secret technique, the Sekiha Tenkyoken, and demonstrates it for him. The two work together to make it back above ground on the mainland and are attacked by even more Gundam heads. They summon their Gundams to fight back, and Master instructs Domon to use the Sekiha Tenkyoken to defeat them. Master is sure now with this technique, Domon will stand on even footing with Schwartz in their match. He rides off, leaving Domon with more unanswered questions, and as the Neo Japan crew finish up work on another Gundam, Corrado discovers a resignation letter left by Rain.
This episode fucking beat ass.
Kind of a theme we have going on here.
I think the show just might be really good.
I think it just might be a good show.
Yeah, like the writers are doing a really good job keeping momentum high as we like get closer to the end.
Yeah, no, like things are gearing up. Like we're getting all the pieces in place for the end game.
I really like how
it's bad.
Coming. Oh boy. I really did like how this episode like literally continues as the last one left up. I don't think we've really had something like that before.
No.
At least not like an immediate.
There were the ones
part
in the
A,
Guyana
part B.
Highlands, kind of.
Yeah, especially when like Master Asia showed up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Domon like runs inside Allenby's cockpit and like pulls her out. He's totally passed out. And Argo carries Graham out and calls Domon over. So Domon runs over and is like helping Argo with Graham. And Rain is with Allenby, and the medical team arrives here. And curiously, they're like, "No, you can't come with us. Like, we're the medical team. We'll take her.
They're kind of shady. Their eyes are covered by their helmets, and like, hey, lady, you don't need to come with us. We're certified medical professionals. Don't worry about it. Hey." And then
hey, forget about it.
Yeah, they get Allenby on a gurney and into the helicopter.
Mm-hmm. And then we head over. We see Asia and Wong. What are they doing? They're arguing. What else?
Yeah.
Wong is telling him that he can still find a fighter who's better than Domon. It's just whoever can beat Domon now.
Yeah, and clearly Allenby in the Berserker mode is stronger than Domon, so like obviously she should be the one to take control of the Dark Gundam or whatever they need this Ultimate Fighter for. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, unclear.
But he's like, all right, well, hey, you know what? You may hate my guts, Master Asia, but you're gonna love this next matchup. Because we're rapidly running out of people for Domon to fight. It's the German Ninja Schwarzbruder, of course.
Yeah. And Master is like, oh, Domon actually can't beat that guy in a fight.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking lose. Which is pretty telling.
Hey, again, maybe this is just because of, like, Master Asia knowledge, but I am curious about why Schwarzbruder has not been considered as the ultimate Gundam fighter. For whatever nefarious purposes they have for this.
It's because he knows that he can just no-clip out of the cockpit of the Double Gundam.
That's right. He's too good.
Yeah, he'll just hit the tilde key type.
Yeah.
TCL,
I mean, he's
gone.
got console commands. We can't fuck with that.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, if Domon, he specifically says Domon has no chance of winning if Schwartz is who I think he is, and that'll be it's fun. We still haven't gotten that whole official reveal yet. That'll be fun. Mm-hmm. And we cut over. We're at the hospital. Argo is telling Domon, hey, Graham's okay. He'll never fight again, but he is not dead, which is like, you know what? More than I expected. I thought Graham was just straight up dead last episode.
I thought he got fucking vaporized by Allenby.
Ah, he was saved by the invisible layer of maple syrup protecting his body.
I cover myself with it every morning. It's never steered me wrong.
It is, remarkable that he survived this. He should not have survived this. He blew the fuck up.
Yeah, it's a fucking...
He blew the fuck up and then acted like he don't know nobody.
There you go. And Rain walks over. We see her talking to, like, a receptionist earlier, and she tells them, hey, Allenby's not here. And this is when, like, Grand Moff Tarkin walks up and someone grabs him and is like, where the fuck why'd you use the Berserker system? And he tells them, hey, it wasn't me. Bellyman's missing. Allenby's missing. We think they might have been kidnapped. Doesn't seem good right now.
No, it doesn't.
Especially because Domon immediately takes us out on Rain.
Yeah, this is a rough scene to watch. So he's like, Rain, I told you not to let Allenby out of your sight. Like, why didn't you, like, verify that the medical team that took her was an actual medical team? Didn't they look weird to you? Or didn't you say as a doctor that you were never, that once you take on a patient, you never left their side? Like, what the fuck were you doing, basically? And it's like, dude, don't take this out on Rain. She feels shitty enough.
Yeah, like, this fucking hurts. Yeah, God. Domon, like, leaves. He's like,
not
searching.
Before throwing Rain to the floor, though.
Yeah. Like he leaves and then we immediately get a flashback of, like, the rest of the thing that happened, which is a weird sequence of events. But, like, he tells her that, like, she can't call herself a doctor. She doesn't deserve to be in Japan's crew, and, like, fucking throws her to the ground. Like, Domon, Jesus fucking Christ, don't do this.
Yeah, so, like, Rain is back on the boat with Hoi and Min, and, she is remembering the rest of this conversation where he says these, like, really terrible things to her and then throws her to the floor when she tries to go after him.
Awful. It's terrible. And she's like, she's like putting on a brave face for the kid. She's like, oh, I'm sure Domon will be fine. He'll find who he's looking for. But she's, clearly hurt and zoned out about it. And we cut over to Domon. He's still searching. He can't find anything. And who else appears to Domon in his time of need but Fun Psyche himself? Mm-hmm. And, he's doing, like, I almost said he's doing the horse thing. He's, like, turning around and looking at Domon and, like, whinnying clearly, which is horse language for, get on, buddy, we gotta go on an adventure.
So, I haven't gone horseback riding in several years, and it's been more than a decade since I actually did it with any real practice. But what happens here is exactly what it feels like when a horse just decides it's gotta gallop. It's gotta go.
We gotta go.
And it's gonna do it whether you're ready for that or not, because it, like, shakes off and Domon's like, whoa, okay. Whoa. Almost falls right off his ass there.
Yeah. And he rides on Funsaki for a while, and Funsaki takes him to this, like, tiny wooden ferry. And again, like you mentioned, Audrey, he has a fucking boating license, I guess. Yeah.
He can operate a boat.
What I like about this is the skinniest boat that has ever been created.
Mm-hmm. It's very long. And yes.
It's long enough. I mean, it's like a canoe. It's a rowboat. Mm-hmm. In terms of its shape, except it has a motor on one end. And what I like about this is that they just go.
They just go. Funsaki is in fact standing further away from the motor than Domon is, but we don't see anybody touch the motor. Right. It just goes.
It also goes, like, there's no question of what direction it's going to be taken in.
It just goes where it needs to go.
It just goes. And admittedly, the image, for how serious the scene is supposed to be, based upon, like, the background music or whatever, the image of Funsaki standing on this skinny little boat is really funny.
It's really funny.
It's, like, if it were any other horse, he'd be having a fucking panic attack right now. But Funsaki's a brave boy. He can handle it.
But it just goes.
You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it operate a boat. Unless
it's Funsaki.
Exactly. And he takes him to this shitty, dead, ruined island.
And then, so Domon gets off the boat, and then he hears the motor start again.
Yeah. Yes.
And he turns around, and the boat is leaving with Funsaki on it. Bro, this horse can operate a goddamn boat.
Yeah. He's like, hey, Funsaki, you're not coming with me? All right. Later.
It's so fucking funny. I love this horse. Oh, God. And, like, yeah, he's, like, looking around this dog shit island that's everything's dead and ruined. He sees, like, a teddy bear in the ground, and he gets a new type flash. He looks up, Master Asia's here. Of course. Master Asia's, like, taunting Domon a little bit. He's like, how the fuck can you claim to be a Gundam fighter if you can't even notice me standing up here?
On top of a tree.
On top of a tree, yeah. And we see Wong is, like, surveilling all this from his tower.
And he's surveilling this. One of his guys is just like, yeah, Domon just met up with Master Asia.
He has a telephone chain of dudes just all around who are whispering in each other's ears. Most efficient way to send information around these days. And Wong is like, send a Gundam head after them, I don't care. And he's like, I can't believe Master Asia hasn't noticed that I'm the one who's been controlling the Gundam heads the entire time.
Master doesn't know, but I can just do this.
It's his choice.
It is his choice.
Yeah. And they're like, hey, won't that, like, possibly kill Master as well? And Wong's just like, yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Fuck that guy.
Not my problem.
Yeah, and they're like, what if it doesn't kill him? And it's like, he has no idea I can do this, so it's fine.
I'll burn that bridge when I get there. And
fuck off.
Master Asia's chatting with Domon. He's like revealing him, Schwartz is your next opponent, but I will defeat you before you can even fight him. And right before he's about to strike, big old Gundam head is here. It's doing the thing. It has the mouth out. It's like whipping around. It's trying to get Domon. And Domon like keeps on getting caught unawares by this. And eventually, Master Asia has to like jump up and grab Domon and save him from getting eaten by it.
With his scarf, of course.
With his scarf.
Or his sash. Right after he saves Domon, they both kind of fall down into the water and fall into this big giant fucking crevice in the ground. Into an underground tunnel.
Yeah.
Master reveals that this tunnel does go to the mainland, thankfully, so they can just follow this to get back to where they were. But he is injured.
Yeah, and Master Asia has this, like, tsundere moment where he's like, it's not that I saved you because I liked you or anything. He's like, I just didn't want you to be defeated by a Gundam head instead of me. And Domon's like, all right, let's fucking go, old man.
Yeah.
Like, let's fucking rule and roll. And Master Asia's like, can you use your brain cells for 2 seconds? And Domon's like, no, heart emoji.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely not.
And Master Asia's like, bro, the water's fucking rising. Like,
we gotta go.
We will both die if we stay here. And Domon's like, okay, you got me there.
Rise, God, no.
Well, you got me there. Gundam! And Master Age's just like, no, fucking hell. Jesus Christ, dude.
What are you trying to do?
And he's like, if you summon your Gundam here, we're going to die even faster. The rubble will come down on our heads, and we're both going to get crushed and drowned. And Domon's like, you got me there as well.
You have a point, unfortunately. Heartbreaking. World's worst man you know.
Right.
Excellent point.
Okay, then. I guess we have no choice but to make a truce.
Yeah.
Damn it.
And it's like, it's so fucking charged. They have to get out of this tunnel, and like, there's, the way up is really high up, and Master Asia he says he can't jump on his bad leg, and he hands Domon his sash, and Domon like just gives him the fucking stink eye for 10 seconds and jumps up and like slowly like lets the sash unfurl, and like Master Asia has to grab onto it. It's like, it's so charged. Domon is so pissed off about this right now.
The shot of them like just staring at each other at either end of this sash. It's like he's about to pull him up. It's just like
it is extremely like, are you my dad? Are you my dad? Boogie woogie woogie woogie.
Yeah.
Because he does ask Master Asia. He's like, well, what if I just like left you here to die and went on my own? And Master says, well, I don't think you're gonna do that.
Yeah, you could, but you won't. And like, and there's a point where Domon nearly calls him Master, and he like stops himself. Like he's like, Master, undefeated of the East. Yeah, like why is a Gundam after you if you're working with a double Gundam? And he can't really answer because this big old rock falls and blocks the tunnel. And Master Asia's like, Domon, we're near the end of the game, but we have time for another tutorial, don't we?
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember this shit?
Remember when you were a child and you got attacked by like a million wolves and I saved you?
Hey, how do I protect my kids from the 30 to 50 feral dogs that cross our property every day?
Yeah. The Sekiya Tenkyoken.
Yeah.
This thing, it translates
Every American
to...
should be able to use it.
Yeah, it translates to rock-breaking, sky-shocking fist. Pretty fucking cool attack name.
Oh, rock-breaking. Well, I see why you use it.
Kind of a mouthful.
Yeah, it sounds better in the original language, not English.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's a reason they don't translate it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just big hand slappy, really.
Yeah.
It is. It's literally just like the Handmaster.
Yeah, it's fucking Master Hand. It's his Golden Sun Psynergy. Just big ol' hand up here.
It's fucking Isaac, the assist trophy.
It's just push.
It's just push. It's push, but very powerfully.
It's a very strong push.
Push, but with an exclamation mark at the end of it.
Push! Push in all caps. He's like, it's the only technique I never taught you, Domon.
I just realized that this episode really is, you can slap it once.
Yeah! Okay! Oh, fucking good.
So, yeah, Master A just slaps the wall real good, and it bursts into rubble, and Domon does have this memory of when he was training with Master Asia, and again got surrounded by 30 to 50 feral dogs, aka wolves. And Master Asia's like, yes, this was the one technique I used to save you, and that the only technique I never taught you, and you haven't changed since then. You still let your emotions rule you. But he says it all very fondly. He has this very fond smile on his face.
Yeah.
As they continue to move through these tunnels.
Yeah, whatever, Grandpa. Okay.
Whatever, old man. And there's this really... He's talking to Domon, this dingy underground. He's like, this is the reality of humanity. This is the inevitable future that we'll arrive to.
Neo Hong Kong, the most prosperous city on Earth, and, this is what has become of it right outside. Everybody gets distracted by the Gundam fight, but nobody wants to actually, deal with the destruction that it wreaks on the surface.
Yeah, and this is incredibly Gundam of them all to say, because the whole thing with, you see, the Earth is becoming inhabitable, people have to go into space, and, it's interesting that G Gundam even kind of touches back on this, too. And I guess the sort of implication here is that, Master Asia's teaming up with the Devil Gundam to, force people off Earth and let the Earth sort of get destroyed and be reborn or whatever.
I mean, he literally says humans are no longer needed on Earth.
Yeah. So I'm very surprised that it half makes sense considering it's it's the first like AU Gundam series, so it probably would draw heavily from the original timeline. But like, it's still welcome to see. Where it's just like, hey, we're watching Gundam. Don't forget.
Yeah, don't forget it's a little eco-fascist.
Don't forget you're here forever.
Is it eco-fash if it's not used to oppress any one group and instead he just wants to kill everyone?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's just called being rude.
Eco-omnicidal, I don't know.
There you go.
Oh, Jesus. So they get to another block in the road, and as I said before, you can slap it once. And Master Asia...
they don't slap this one.
Yeah, exactly, because Master Asia does not have the chance, does not have the strength
I
to
no
slap
longer
it
have
again.
the power to slap it. Don't
Yeah.
I slapped it once, and look at me now.
Exactly, I've slapped it once. And then he says, let's break through together in one hit. Let's do it together.
This is the sickest shit I've seen in my life. So, in tradition with G Gundam, Sento Danji begins to play when something fucking epic is going to happen.
80s Cantonese butt rock is both embarrassing and perfect for it.
There is no way to over-explain or embellish what happens. Domon and Master Asia kick a skyscraper out of the ground.
Yeah, no, they, Master is using his fists, Domon's using his legs. They just eject this whole skyscraper out of the ground with their limbs.
It's like if you spit a hot dog out of your mouth with force. It's like that.
Yeah, look, it's just the ground is your mouth, the building is the hot dog, and you just spit it straight up into the air.
Just thoomph. That's it. That's what they do. It's the fucking most insane thing I've seen in my life. It's so goddamn good, and
which isn't remarkable because 5 minutes later we get an even more insane thing.
I know. So Master Ace is still hurt, right? He's like, Domon, don't let your guard down. And the Gundam head appears. There's 3 Gundam heads now, and finally Domon gets the call. God Gundam. Remember Horse?
I'm right here, Funsaki.
Hey, I've had a thesis about this being actually a magical girl show, but what if it was a magical horse show?
Become my legs as we fight together. Oh,
yeah.
I love this part. Yeah, right as Sento Danji is reaching the peak,
fucking Futsaki gets his own transformation sequence.
He gets his own. The implication that every time Master Asia has been on a horse in a Gundam fight, it has actually been Funsaki piloting his own Gundam is almost more than my psyche can handle. But that is the reality.
You're Funsaki.
You're Funsaki, yep. Twisted Funsaki path.
Stop. I'm begging you. Well, at least we have titles for this episode now.
Yeah, I have a fucking smorgasbord to pick from.
Really. He gets a full tracer suit transformation. Mm-hmm. He sticks his head right through the latex zone that is the I don't know where this falls in my thesis about this being a magical girls show, but it is definitely somewhere.
It's a fucking spanner in the works is what it is.
I can tell you that much. It's definitely somewhere.
Yeah.
And the sequence, we see Master just teleport inside the Master Gundam. Funsaki pulls up, gets into the Gundam. We see him go through the latex, and yeah, it's sick.
It's fucking insane, and they're fighting the heads. Master's riding Funsaki, kicking ass. Domon's fighting him, and Domon sort of flies up into the sky, and 3 of the heads follow. And Master Asia's like, "Now, Domon, use the ultimate technique." And he does the Meikyo Shisui pose, and he uses a Sekiha Tenkyoken and just obliterates these 3 Gundam heads. There's nothing left.
Yeah, it manifests as basically a Hadoken while he's in the Gundam.
Yeah, just a big ball of energy.
Yeah, and obliterates the 3 Gundam heads.
Master Asia tells him he's finally on equal footing with Schwartz, and as Asia's leaving, Domon's like, "Wait, Master Asia, I have so many questions still," and all he says is "Just remember these ruins, remember the final sunset of humanity.
Yeah,
I'll see you in the battle royale," and he's off.
Yeah.
Once again, just leaving Domon screaming his name,
yeah,
Master. Yeah, this is when we cut to the Neo Japan crew. They're just finishing up work on the unnamed other Gundam, and Corrado goes into an office and just finds Rain's resignation letter on the desk.
No, Rain, don't resign to make yourself a vulnerable target. You're so sexy, haha.
Oh.
Yeah, she. I love that she's on the exact same ferry that Funsaki was riding before.
You think so?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the same. I couldn't tell. Because, again, for some reason, the Crunchyroll version of the show is really dark. There's a lot of details you kind of miss that, like, I know is a lot lighter in the Blu-rays, but I'm pretty sure she's on the same kind of, like, tiny one-person ferry from before. Regardless, though, it's a little dire, you know? I feel like this is about time that we'd have that... Yeah, we'd have that, like, late act, not quite betrayal, but, you know, the road gets rocky about this point in time. And I'm excited to find out next week what the fuck happens.
Yeah.
We have 3 episodes left of this show. Well, 9 episodes. No, 8 episodes. But 3 episodes left of the podcast.
Of the podcast, yes.
Yes.
The potted cast.
Potted cast.
Well, we don't have 8 episodes left. We have 10 episodes of the show left and 3 episodes of the podcast.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Why the fuck did I...
Because you're done.
I don't know why. I counted 3, 3, and 2 instead of 3, 3, and 4. 10 episodes left. Yes, 49 episodes total. We'll get there. But that's episodes this week. And Argyle, I believe you have a little something.
Yes, I do. I have a Beyond Toon World. I fucking forgot that I had this until you mentioned it.
Yay, surprise!
Woohoo!
You're going to love this. Trust me. Beyond Toon World!
Yeah, we're finally going to be talking about Domon's English voice actor, Mark Gotha. Mark Gotha, I am on orthopedics.med.ubc.ca. He is a community orthopedic surgeon in Richmond, specializing in sports injuries of the knee and shoulder and arthroplasty of the hip and knee. He's been the DSL for orthopedic surgery at Richmond since 2019 and enjoys teaching medical students. He's an avid cyclist and a former voice actor. This is Domon's voice actor. He while he was voice acting, he kind of used those funds to focus on medical school. And around, I think, like 2006, he retired to focus more on medical school and has been just doing his orthopedics practice since then, around the Vancouver area. King, honestly. His academic background, he's got reconstructive arthroscopy and sports medicine fellowship from the University of British Columbia, joint reconstruction fellowship from University of Calgary, FRCSC from Memorial University, MD from University of Calgary, and a BFA in drama from the University of Calgary.
Damn.
As for actual voice acting roles, of course, Domon Kashu, he's been Domon in a couple of video games where they bother to get, to dub the characters. Like a lot of other G Gundam voice actors, he was in Better Man, which I'm not aware of, but I saw that for a lot of them. He was in Mobile Suit Gundam Zeonic Front, another video game. He was in the Zeta Gundam dub from 2004 as Mezun Mex. I don't know who that is. Sorry, haven't watched any other Gundams.
Oh my god, that's not the guy from, I think that's a guy from the Dakar base? I know the name sounds familiar, but regardless.
And then his other, his only other, big major role is he was X from Mega Man X in a number of the games, starting with Mega Man X, and he was also in Maverick Hunter, Day of Sigma, Command Mission.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, which, pretty fitting. The guy who plays Master Asia, Dave something or other, I forget his name, plays
Dave
Sigma.
Asia.
Plays Sigma.
Oh,
Sigma Balls in
fuck yeah.
Mega
Sigma
Man
Balls.
X. Yeah, so...
Fuck yeah. Okay, Miz and Mex is one of the main characters' classmates from the very beginning of Zeta.
Ah, okay. So he's not a huge character.
No, he's just a guy.
Yeah, he's just a guy. He's actually one of the few people on this crew that was not in the Blue Ocean or dub of Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball. Which is different from the Funimation one. That's if you watched Dragon Ball GT in a country that wasn't the United States, it was probably the Blue Ocean dub. But yeah, he wasn't in that, is my point.
Yeah.
Whereas pretty much everybody else that is on the English cast was on it.
Sure, interesting.
So yeah, that's Mark Gotha, just
Fuck
kind of doing doctor shit these days. Good for him.
Yeah, fucking that rules. I really loved how you giving out his academic what the fuck am I thinking of? Credentials is like his roles. That was good. Thank you, Mark Gotha.
And then his picture on the UBC website is just like him like cycling. He's just got like a bicycle helmet on and sunglasses.
Oh, that rules. That's amazing.
I hope he enjoys his life. I hope, I think he did a fine job as Domon. Again, very good at the screaming, which is pretty central for this series, for this show, as it turns out.
Yeah, homie can yell pretty well.
I do actually own both of the Mega Man X Legacy collection, so I could play Mega Man X8 and hear what he sounds like. But
I just found fan art of X with like Mega Man style God Gundam armor. Look at this.
Damn,
shit.
That's pretty
He's
cool.
doing Burning Finger.
That's pretty sick.
Anyways, that rules.
I love that.
Super Fighting Robot.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging like Gundams in Mega Man art style. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to like do some cool fan art searches later for that.
Anyways,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark Gotha. Thank you, Argyle.
Thank
Good
you.
Shit. And that'll bring us to the close for today. It'll be time for plugs now. What a wonderful time this was. One of y'all want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I'm Argyle. You can find me on Twitter at Argyle_funk, as I said at the beginning of the show. You can also listen to me on a couple other things. One of them, these two clowns are also on, so I'm not going to say it. But the other one is KMRO FM, aka Kamurocho Radio. It is a show about the Yakuza series of video games. My favorite games ever. We're taking a break between 2 and 3 because of what's going on with Jordan's life right now. But as soon as we get back to it, we're gonna have a ton of fun with that game. I like all the games a lot, and 3 has I can't wait to talk about it. 2 is also very good, so listen to that one as well, and all of the rest of them. They're all good. Audrey?
Yeah, I'm Audrey. You can find me on Tumblr and Twitter at OptimumUnPrime. You can also find me on the podcast that Argyle didn't talk about here, Pot of Greed, which is the collective we here, our Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, where we're in the middle of season 2 of GX. It's a show.
It sure is.
That's at Pot of Greed Cast on Twitter. And you can also, if you're interested in hearing more from me in the future, perhaps, you can follow at The Reticulation. That's TheReticulation on Tumblr, Twitter, and Facebook for updates about a website I'm trying to start with a friend of mine to highlight and uplift LGBT voices in the realm of pop culture criticism.
Oh, yeah. And I'm Max. You can find me on Twitter, MaxyBajillion. In addition to Pot of Greed and this show, I also do a third podcast called Slappers Only, with host of KMRO FM, Jordan. That's at Slappers Only Pod on Twitter. We do a video game music show on podcast. Our next episode is going to be Sonic Adventure 2. Still, again, the aforementioned Jordan is a very, very busy boy. That'll come out when it's ready. This show is on Twitter at Wowku Podcast. You can find a Discord link in the episode descriptions and on the Twitter to come hang out with us and chat in our Discord server. You can go to noisepace.xyz to find all of the previously mentioned podcasts and many, many more. Thank you, Matt, who is a living, breathing Nintendo GameCube, for running that whole deal. And finally, Audrey, important question for you.
Yeah.
What is your robot of the week?
My robot of the week is the Mars rover Opportunity.
Ooh.
What a good pick. What a cool robot that is.
Stand the Mars rovers.
There is something to me that is delightful about the anthropomorphization of people, about these robots that are exploring really new frontiers that humans can't go to, and the amount of emotional attachment that comes to it. It makes me very soft. When Opportunity got decommissioned, there was such like an actual mourning from people. It makes me very soft.
They just go around and they do their silly little tasks. Well, what's not to love?
Yeah.
They just go to a different planet and dig around the dirt for a while. We can only aspire to have such an illustrious career. Hell yeah.
Yet when I dig around in the dirt like a little gremlin, people say you should stop doing that. You're an adult. You're really gonna like get major health issues if you keep doing that and then rubbing it on your face. But when a robot does it, it's cool and they get emotionally attached to it. Fucked up.
People just don't understand. Well, that'll do it for us. Thank you all for tuning in. And as we always say every week, colonialism is bad.
Wow.
Cool robot.
Bye-bye.
See you next time, Gundam Fighters.
See you in the next round, Gundam Fighters.